Logotec App Studio is a solution which enables, completely without programming, easy and fast building of Windows applications in the new style working under Windows 10. Logotec App Studio can be used by programmers who want to accelerate the process of building applications radically, by IT consultants, as well as by power users, people who cannot program effectively, but have at least basic knowledge regarding databases. One of the possible areas is prototyping, building prototypes with small costs and in very short time. The multi-tier applications built with Logotec App Studio work on computers, notebooks, tablets, and Windows smartphones. They work online, and if the connection is broken, they automatically switch to the offline mode. After the connection is restored, the synchronization can be performed. Logotec App Studio is a cloud computing service and works in the multi-tenant mode. A new client can start using the service directly after being registered. No individual installation is necessary. The service is multilingual. In most cases, the time necessary to create a solution shortens, in comparison to traditional methods, by 2 orders of magnitude. For example, a solution based on the well-known, example Microsoft database Northwind, has been created within about 3 hours. The time necessary to do it with traditional methods, by a programmer with good experience, would be not shorter than about 2 months. Another example is a fully functional solution, based on the Microsoft Adventure Works database, which has been created within 5 days. Doing it with traditional methods would take not less than 1 year work of an experienced programmer. Before one starts creating a solution, it is necessary to build a database, for example, with Microsoft SQL Server. It can be located on any computer or server, it is enough to enter its internet address. After doing it, it can be decided if all objects, tables or views, from the database have to be used, or only the specific ones. Logotec App Studio creates, by using information from the database structure, a default application project. For example, it creates the main site of the application. It places edit, using the default style, objects presenting the database tables, like, for example, customers, products, orders, etc. This automatically created main site can be, of course, freely changed. For example, new tabs can be created. The individual objects can be moved between tabs. The look of the individual objects can be changed, their locations, size, graphics, descriptions, etc. The style of the main site can be changed. For example, it can be decided if the content of all tabs should be displayed, or only of the selected tab. For every table, Logotec App Studio creates objects enabling access to data. For example, when one taps the Orders tile, a list of orders is displayed on the left, and a form with data of the current order is displayed on the right. Of course, it is the default style used for presenting data. Many other styles are also possible. In the form, all fields from the database table are placed, but, of course, one can decide which fields should be used and which ones not. The locations of the individual fields can be modified, and their headers, look, etc., can be freely modified. The fields can also be organized into tabs and sections. There are fields Customer ID and Employee ID in the order form. Instead of the customers and employees ID, one would probably prefer to see the names of customers and employees, which, unfortunately, are placed in other tables. Because the system recognizes relations between individual tables and their fields, one can easily modify it, so that instead of the IDs, the full names are displayed on the forms. Logotec App Studio defines for each field formatting, default values, and validation. It is based on the field's properties from the database. It can be, of course, freely modified. One can create his own validation, default values, formatting, relations between the fields, etc. In a similar way as modifying the form's design, it is also possible to change the list of the orders located at the left side of the screen. For each object, table or view, the Logotec App Studio creates several possibilities of filtering data. It can be, of course, easily modified. For each object, individual views can be defined, which enable easy access to data. For example, for the customers table, following views can be built. All customers. Customers with orders within last 6 months. Customers with no orders within last 6 months. One can define relations between individual objects, tables and views. To create such relations with the traditional methods, programming has to be used, whereas Logotec App Studio builds some of the relations, based on the analysis of the database properties, automatically, and some can be built with a few mouse clicks. For example, there are customers, orders, and visits tables in the database, so customers' orders and visits to the customer tiles are placed at the customer's form automatically. More complex relations, let's say customers who bought the product, or countries, to which the product was sold, can be defined with a few mouse clicks, and the related tiles can be placed on the product's form. The mentioned related objects can be embedded in the main form. For example, one can embed the order's position sub-object in the order's form. The feel and look of such embedded objects can be modified easily. For example, one can decide what fields should be presented, and which ones not, and how they have to be formatted. In some cases it is necessary to place information not existing in the database, so-called virtual fields. Such an example can be the price field. It is possible to easily define calculations for such fields, For example, price equals list price multiplied with quantity, and multiplied with 1 minus discount. It is possible to define calculations based not only on information from one form, but on many records, so-called aggregated calculations. An example can be the sum of all orders positions. After the application is defined, one can publish the solution. In this process, Logotec App Studio creates a fully functional Windows 10.NET solution. One can use it directly, the application can be started, can be put to the Windows Store, or can be installed on a computer, if the computer's settings allow installing applications from outside of the Windows Store. Of course, it was only a short overview of the Logotec App Studio possibilities. There are many other possibilities for people who cannot program, as well as for experienced programmers, like events control, user scripts, and many more. To summarize, Logotec App Studio can create multi-tier Windows 10 solutions. The time necessary for building applications is usually shorter as with the traditional methods by 2 orders of magnitude. It shortens the process from months to hours or days, which makes possible to use the solution also for prototyping. To build solutions with the Logotec App Studio, it is not necessary to be a programmer, but the created solutions still use the newest technologies. The built solutions are cloud solutions which offers new market possibilities. The solutions are speed optimized and reliable. It is not necessary anymore to spend months to find and eliminate errors of the individually built solutions. We are waiting for you.